The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
We have Mike from Chicago on the line, and he has a question about digestion.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
First of all, I just wanted to say that I love the show. I think it's great programming, and I'm very much of a like mind when it comes to, taking control of your own health and certainly doing your own research.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clark.
Hi, welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we reject our modern domestication, which leaves us sick, stressed, and hungry, and research returning to a natural, balanced, wild world where we have a personal choice, health, and freedom. And it's a beautiful day here in downtown Clearwater. It's 65 degrees. The sun is shining. I'm Nico Haan, and this is my guest host, Jasmine Walton. Welcome, Jasmine.
So much. Thank you.
Please subscribe to our Health Signals newsletter and try to order our Primal Edge today, daily nutrition. You can do that all on the TFNN website, tfnn.com. And we are taking your phone calls right now at 877-927-6648. So, Jasmine, welcome.
Thank you so much.
So great that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here, and I'm sorry Paige couldn't be here, but I'm happy for the opportunity to guest co-host.
She's got the day off, and Jasmine Walton is the kind of CEO, director, and everything of Bradenton Paleo. And how did you start your Bradenton Paleo? What made you come up with this whole concept?
Yeah, I saw such success with Primal Living that I just had to find other people, expand my tribe, because I'm into Marxism, and he talks about expanding your tribe and connecting with like-minded people, so that was the next logical step for me after gaining so much of my health back.
Yeah,
so share it with other people.
How did you come across the whole, the Primal Living, changing the way you're eating? What spurred that on for you?
Some years ago, I got tired of all the chronic pain discussion forums that were always kind of in victim mode and kind of tallying who has the most, illnesses, and I just
really is that
that's how it felt to me. So I wanted to just distance myself from that, and I was doing a lot more elimination diets. Neurologist I was seeing at the time specialized in Ayurveda, so I tried that for some time and lost a little weight. Felt somewhat better, but still didn't realize I was having all these sensitivities to grains because it's very grain heavy, and she steered me away from red meat and said, stick with white chicken and stay away from the red meat.
It's almost like a traditional American type diet, maybe cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah, so that led me to elimination diets. I had tried juice fasts after I saw the movie Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead.
Right.
And then also forks over knives, so I was more interested in veganism, but it just didn't work for me. Yeah,
seems like a lot of us try that too, and I certainly did that too, and I just found that the energy was losing.
And I wasn't satiated. I was hungry.
Really?
24/7, and it made me irritable. Trouble sleeping.
So how did you come across the paleo? Is that what they called it when you...
Yeah, I had come across paleo online, and initially, like I said, steered away from it because all the red meat scares that my doctor was putting in my head. And then it took when I moved in with my mom, who had books from Marxism and the Wheat Belly cookbook from Dr. Davis, and that totally, I said, okay, this is something I need to try.
And what about your husband? Did he go along with this whole thing?
Yeah, I think he was ready for change too, because we had both had been gaining weight and just were tired all the time.
And how long ago was this now?
March 2013. We committed. We purged the cabinets and started fresh.
That is really the way to do it. When I went on this venture, and it's been almost 8 years now. I told my wife about it, and she says, "Well, I'll give it 2 weeks." But in 2 weeks, we cleaned out all our cabinets. Yeah. That was really the first step. Yeah. And you gain a lot of cabinet space.
Oh yeah.
So you got lots of room for lots of dishes and stuff like that. And in fact, we took our dishes, the antique dishes that she had, and put them back, instead of in boxes and stuff like that. So then, so you had success immediately, or how did that come about?
Not immediately. For me, I had to take it a step further, and about 4 months in, I decided to take out nightshades because I was still having some elbow pain, knuckle pain, and once I did that, it helped also with acne. once I knocked out the tomatoes, potatoes, eggplants, red bell peppers, which I love, but I had to, even spices. I had
we pretty much cut that out too. That's interesting. Yeah, and I didn't have too much problems with that, but my wife, with her arthritis, had that problem. So, how long were you in that, and when you started the Bradenton Paleo group?
4 months is when I started feeling better. And then, well, I had vowed to do it for 6 months straight.
Okay.
I said, I got to, I've been sick for so long, let me at least give this a good gung-ho try, because so many people say, oh, within, a week I felt great. And I'm like, no, not me. It took me a lot longer.
Yeah. So
I mean, the weight was coming off, so I felt better in that sense, but, the pain was a motivator to keep going.
Sure.
So I vowed to give it 6 months, and we're a year and 8 months later, and I'm not going back to standard.
So, how did you start the Bradenton Paleo group?
Yeah, about 6 months in, I decided it was time to connect with other people.
You were already on Facebook at that time?
Yeah. What I did was I started a meetup.com page.
Okay.
But it costs money, and not a lot of people participate as much as Facebook, so it just made sense to stick to the Facebook format.
So what was the reception? Did you have people gravitating to the site?
Yeah, little by little. I mean, we had our little solid core group, and now it's been growing, which is nice.
Yeah, you had a good group. I know we've had 2 meets at our house, and each time we had about 6 or 7 extra people.
Yeah.
And that was really great to meet. Sometimes we watch a little movie all the
time. Great food.
Yeah, great food. And
his wife Ellen makes some great brownies.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, and
my favorite.
She, in fact, her new kick is making some chocolate mousse, and she's really perfected.
I've yet to do that.
She took this one recipe, and we had it over Thanksgiving. It was quite good. And this time she says, "Well, I've changed it a little bit," and boy, it was just unbelievable. So after our we had a great ribeye. Okay. We got from this website, marks.com, out of Oregon, I believe, and they delivered 8 bone-in prime, not prime rib, but
ribeyes.
Ribeyes, yes.
Yeah, can't go wrong with ribeyes.
Oh, and they were so good. It was actually the best meat, the best steak I've ever had. Not wild tasting, really full of flavor, cooked up so beautifully, and of course you can only eat a little bit of it.
Right.
So we have these great big steaks in our refrigerator for lunches and snacks and things like that for the next week. So that's a wonderful thing. So you also started this, and I have it up here on the Telestrator, Jasmine Vision, seeing the pain through new eyes. This is really cool, Jasmine, and it really shows your progress as you went through.
I knew I'd be more accountable if I was online. So.
Yeah. So when did you start this site?
Before I started Paleo.
Oh, really?
Maybe a year. Yeah. I had an old blog, and that was the more woe is me, I'm in pain, this is my life. And I started a whole brand new way of looking at it, and this is my new baby. So.
Yeah. That's
more
really
positive, more connecting with people that I want to, grow with and learn from.
Yeah, you can really see the change here, too. I mean, just...
Yeah, the inflammation went down incredibly.
Yeah, and one of the things we say in
back fat.
well, it's really normalizing your body.
Right.
So what you're doing is really when you're in this state here, all the toxins are in the fat cells, and so when these leave, then
that visceral fat is the most dangerous.
Yeah,
so imagine, even on the right, you could see someone that's skinny fat, and they don't realize that they've got hidden fat within them.
Yeah, that's for sure. So what's the biggest change now? Are you 18 months into it or around that time? So what do you feel is the biggest impact in your life now?
No more fibromyalgia, no more chronic fatigue syndrome. I no longer have obstructive sleep apnea. And I used to get really bad cystic acne, and that's gone too. No mood swings. I used to just cry for any old reason.
Wow.
I don't know how my husband stuck with me as long
But he did, true love.
Yeah.
That's really, I had swings too. It was mostly hunger swings that I found.
I was very cranky.
And it was funny, when my wife and I were on vacation, it would creep up where you're driving along, and that place is no good, and pretty soon you're out in nowhere, and it might be hours before you get there, and you start getting cranky and snapping at each other. And now it's so cool because you might be hungry, but this really doesn't affect you. It doesn't change your life anymore.
Right.
It's I'm hungry and I could eat in the next 4 or 5 hours. That's kind of cool by itself, I think. And I feel so good about that. And a lot of times I'll just go for hours and hours of not eating. And sometimes I'll say, I could eat, but why should I? It's not necessary.
That's true.
So, and I think that's really the thing with me that kind of locked it in.
Right.
When I'm satisfied, when I know I'm a little bit hungry, but I'm not panicking over it,
right.
When I'm so satisfied with the food that I'm eating, it just changes your whole life. And this is one of the reasons I did do the show.
Right.
Is because it just keeps me locked into that framework where I say, people, let's wake up. Why don't you try something different instead of the standard American diet where we're got this fat phobia, we're eating these so-called healthy foods, the whole grain syndrome.
Yeah.
I mean, we've really got a pattern here of making you sick and not realizing it.
And that mindset was tough for me, that you don't have to have cereal in the morning and you don't have to have, that bagel or pasta. Like, everything was so convenient food. And, once you realize you can go for hours and hours, it's like liberating.
And it's not hard.
Right.
I think I
overcomplicated it, I'll admit, in the beginning.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think we try to find recipes. We try to find substitutes for what we used to be eating. Oh, what kind of cereal am I going to have if I can't have grains?
Right.
Well, the answer is none. And so people often ask, well, what do you eat? You're eliminating so many things. But to me, we're only eliminating things that are a problem for me. What else do you have on here? This is a whole story about Jasmine. I assume a little autobiography here.
Yeah, the reason I titled it Jasmine's Vision is because I had a life-changing diagnosis of, it's called vertical heterophoria, which is like an eye misalignment. So I had seen eye doctors in the past, and they just figured, your vision's fine, your eyes are working well together, but this misalignment was causing, I guess, more eye strain because I was having to focus double hard.
Was that causing more of the migraines?
Yeah, it caused a lot of headaches, made it very difficult to comprehend what I was reading because I was fighting so much just to read that I wasn't really getting what I was reading.
Like you have the wrong contact or something like that.
Yeah. So it also helped with depth perception. I'm running over less curbs these days. I mean, it really gave me a whole new... Yeah, I had no idea my vision was so poor until I got it corrected.
So what did the optometrist say about this whole thing?
She's a specialist in Michigan. I had to fly to see her because she was one of the only ones that understood this disorder and focuses on it. I know usually they just say, oh, your eyes are working fine together, like I said, and they leave it at that.
So did she prescribe you to change your habits in food or anything?
Oh, yeah,
like
she did do that too. She's much more progressive in that area.
Yeah.
So
I know in the chat room, Peak D there is saying that gluten is one of many proteins.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a protein that's really hard to digest for us. And I know some people can't live without their grains, but I think it's just a liberating factor of not living with them is just...
Give it 30 days.
Yeah, exactly. That's
before you decide.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we'll be right back. The number here is 877-927-6648. Please take time to pick up some Primal Edge that can change your life and give you a new edge on life, and also pick up my Health Signals newsletter, which is out there in the biosphere right now. We'll be right back. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rose, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Think or Swim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. It's Nico and Jasmine here on Living a Primal Lifestyle. And if you want to know a little bit more about Jasmine, you can go to her website, jasminesvision.com. And you can also see her on Facebook at the Bradenton Paleo site, and see her on Facebook as Jasmine Walton. I found this article very interesting, Jasmine. It's Nestle's plan to invent a fat-burning drink that could replace exercise, which, of course, I think a lot of people would like to do that, yes. People who don't like to exercise. I found this kind of disturbing, coming from an exercise background and everything like that. And I'm just wondering how this works. But there's an interesting enzyme that they're using, which is called AMPK. It's a naturally activated by exercise, but in theory could also be influenced by ingredients in something we eat or drink. You read this, right?
Yes.
I thought this was kind of weird. AMPK is a key protein in every cell of your body and is naturally activated by exercise. It monitors your energy status like a fuel gauge in a car and tells you to fill up when your energy is low.
I think it helps with ATP as well. I was reading a little bit into
ATP production. Yeah, in fact, we had another article in here that I'll refer to.
What I find promising is that at least, you know, if someone's obese, you know, morbidly obese, or the elderly and can't exercise, I could see this being really promising. Yeah. But I would be afraid a lot of people would think it's a shortcut to...
Yeah, and seeing a product being formulated by one of these huge companies, that uses GMOs, and of course this might be a GMO in a sense.
Sure.
Past attempts to develop foods and drinks that can assist metabolism and burn fat have so far been unsuccessful. Nestle's own scientists are yet to discover the key ingredient, and testing could be several years off. With every hormone or molecule or compound, there's always going to be some artificial chemical that can react upon it. One of the professors say the question is whether this is the right thing to do. And I think that's the question I have, too. You sent me another one. That wasn't it. What was the name of that thing?
I think it was natural AMPK.
Yeah, here it is.
Activators,
natural AMPK activators, cutting-edge solution for a better life. And what they're saying in here is that the lifestyle, the exercise, fasting, cold water, time restriction eating, thyroid hormones, all kinds of things like leptin, which is your signaler whether you're full or not, are changed by the activation of this.
They don't mention ketosis, but it makes sense if you did like a lower carb.
I'm wondering if, that would make sense because it has to switch on. Yeah.
Because as you saw in my picture of my progress in 6 months, those first 4 months, I did zero exercise because I was still having so much joint pain.
Okay.
So a lot of people can't believe that I was able to do that with just diet alone.
That's this chart right here. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I think, exercise naturally is part of being primal. Sure. And I assume that when you started changing your diet, you also just continued to exercise, or you were exercising before, though, weren't you?
But, like I said, those first 4 months, I was in too much pain to do so.
Okay.
But, I had tried yoga. Even yoga was causing me pain.
Really?
So I had to really,
so
step back and get
was...
my diet dialed in so I could
So
function
once the diet changed, the inflammation became less and less, and you were able to do a lot more. Yeah. So I see this as a double-edged sword in a sense. It could be great, but you'll always wonder what's the backlash of anything like this. And I'm going to include this article in my next Health Signals newsletter.
Yeah, I contacted the writer to see what his input was, but he's probably on vacation.
The holidays are that way. I've got an interesting article here about the campfires and the burning of... Let's see if I can find that. Dancing all over the place here. Okay. And where is it? So the importance of fire in human evolutionary history is widely acknowledged, but the extent not fully explored. Fire involves flickering light, crackling sounds, warmth, and distinctive smells. For early humans, fire likely extended the day, providing heat, helping with hunting, warding off predators and insects, illuminated the dark places, and facilitated cooking. Campfires also may have provided a social nexus and relaxation efforts that could have been enhancing our behavior. So this is kind of interesting, and naturally, sitting in front of a campfire is a great experience.
Yes.
So I can only imagine once that started. We'll discuss this after the break, too. Folks, the number here is 877-927-6668. We'll be right back.
You've heard Nico de Haan as co-host of Living a Primal Lifestyle, which airs every Friday at noon Eastern Time on TFNN, and would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Nico and Paige here on Living a Primal Lifestyle, but instead of Paige, I have Jasmine, so I'm lucky, aren't I? You know, we were talking about fire, and certainly fire probably changed everything for human beings. It says here, humans possess the ability to moderate relaxation response by way of conscious cognitive processes, a capacity that has been attributed in part to fire manipulation, ritual behavior, and hypnotic influences of hearth and campfires during the human evolution. I know from camping trips or just sitting outside on my back porch lighting the fire when it's cold, how wonderful that feels.
Yes.
For human beings to first discover fire. And there was this great movie years ago, I remember, Quest for Fire. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it's about this group of hunter and gatherers thousands and thousands of years ago that were carrying around the fire and not really knowing how to light fire for themselves. And then it was a really funny scene where the guy's walking along, and it's kind of the dumb one that's carrying it. I don't know why you'd give it to, but he was the curator of the fire, and he steps in, they were crossing a march, and he steps into a hole or something like that, and down he goes.
Oh, no.
And here, the whole little tribe of maybe 8 or 10 of them are huddling on this little island in the swamp, and then 3 of them set off to find fire.
That's amazing.
Because they can't make it themselves. And, it's a great movie, Quest for Fire. I recommend people doing it. But just the subconscious and the conscious things that fire does to us probably had a big role to play in our evolutionary past. And today it really does feel good. In fact, that's, I think, the only thing missing from my home is a fireplace, but I do have a fire pit outside. So,
well, it's been so hot, we barely got to use ours.
Now at least we can do it. I was, in fact, sitting out there last night with my wife, and I says, well, maybe tomorrow night we can light this thing, and will be enough. I found this interesting article about a sip of soda and how sodas impact your life. And, of course, one of the first things we recommend to people when they are switching over to more healthy standpoint of eating is to just do away.
Water.
Yeah, water, because water is one of the liquids that removes fat from your body, where everything else pretty much keeps it on.
Yeah.
But let me see if I have this here. Messed myself up by going to a different site. Let me just bring it up here so I can speak on it. This happens sometimes. I guess I'll just go this way. So sodas, of course, we know are bad for you. That's just a no-brainer. But
and they've gotten worse with the high fructose corn syrup. Of course, they used to have at least natural sugars. And
yeah, but really, it's a high acid that is the most concerning. And I think that you can actually put like a nail and rusty nail in the Coke, and then of course it cleans it right out. So
I've heard of people cleaning toilets.
Cleaning toilets with it is very good. But with every hormone or molecule or compound, there's always going to be some artificial chemical that can react upon it. And the question is whether this is the right thing to do or not. I think I'm running on. Oh, this is the fat burning thing. No wonder it didn't click. Yes, here it is. Okay, I got it, folks. There's a nice pictograph on here. It's cheaper and easier to buy Coke in some third world countries than it is to access clean water. Coke uses public relations propaganda to convince consumers and entire nations that it is an environmental company, and it is linked to pollution, water shortages, disease, and that. One of the things and the stories I tell is that in Mexico years ago, the Coca-Cola company went in and gave the Board of Education all throughout Mexico free sodas for a year. And if you go now into Mexico, you'll notice that everybody is drinking sodas. And it's become the staple. They're drinking that more than water. And, of course, the result is everybody's getting more obese, more sick. But there's a great thing here on it, and it talks about asthma. Dissolves tooth enamel. It's bad for your heart. Has reproductive issues. Soft drinks cans are coated with a resin that contains BPA. So, osteoporosis. Soft drinks contain phosphoric acid, and high phosphoric and a high phosphate diet has been associated with bone breakdown. It's a sugar overload. Even the diet ones. It's interesting that every time we make a substitution for food, like we do it gluten-free, or we take the sugar, which is the bad thing in sodas, and change it, it actually makes things worse, doesn't it? I think that's the real interesting fact. Every time we do this, it makes it palatable.
Probably in there too.
Well, also with the soft drinks, especially the soft drink makers know, and McDonald's knows that it makes you more hungry. So when you go in to buy that diet soda, even the bigger it is, the more hungry you're going to get. I think we have a caller here, Mike from Thailand, that's on the line, and he's talking about a vegan diet. So let's get on the line with Mike. Mike, you there?
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, hi, Nico. Hi, Paige. How are you?
Hey, thanks for calling.
Hi.
I think you guys are doing a great job, and I listen to your show very often. And anyway, I just wanted to share an experience with you. There's a couple of things I don't see eye to eye with you. My life changed when I went on a raw vegan diet, and I had a tumor in my. When I went back to New Jersey a few years ago, I really pigged out on the junk food, and got into it. A friend of mine who I grew up with since kindergarten, very obese, overweight kind of guy, and we used to get into eating contests, so we went to hamburger places, and we used to see who could eat the most hamburgers and the most pizza, right? And pizza is really junk food, you know?
Sure.
So, anyway, I'd eat like, I could put down 15 hamburgers, put it down that way, you know?
Yeah.
And I ate like 2 whole squares of, they call it Sicilian pizza, but it's not really Sicilian pizza, and it's
a thick, real thick crust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those too.
Me too.
Two big of one time I put down 3 big of those squares. So anyway, I put on like 35 pounds in about 3 months when I got back from Thailand, you know. And anyway, I woke up, I got sick one night, and I figured it was just a common cold, and I was having lung problems and stuff like that, and I found out, I felt, with my left hand, I felt, hey, in my right shoulder, I got a tumor growth here. I grew a tumor.
Yeah.
I was having prostate problems, and I was having a serious condition of gout, you see?
Okay.
And anyway, I stayed in there. I was working there for a year. We had a job to do up in North Dakota. But anyway, getting away from that, I went back down to Florida, and I lived near Boca Raton, Florida. That's my official residence, is actually Hillsborough Beach, you know?
I know it well.
What's that?
I said I know it well.
Yeah, so anyway, I called up a friend of mine. One investment I did make in my life was I invested, even when I wasn't sick, I invested in reading about my health from a group of people in Boulder, Colorado. And in my opinion, Boulder, Colorado is like that. That's like the health capital of the country, you see. And anyway, I worked, I'm an electrical engineer and electrician, and I worked at the National Center for Atmospheric Research. So I befriended people out there who were into the health scene, and I just put a big investment in learning about my own health. And anyway, years ago, if you would have, whenever I talked to vegetarians and vegans and stuff like that, I thought they were a bunch of weirdos, flaky people. I didn't want anything to do with these people, So anyway, my whole life changed one night, a couple of Februaries ago, when I listened to a guy by the name of Dr. Robert Young, who wrote a book called Miracle pH. Are you familiar with that?
I have read the book.
You read the book?
I did.
Okay, so that's what sold me. Now, I'd like to hear you play devil's advocate, but I don't eat any more food now that comes from an animal. In 2013, starting in April, I stopped all of my meat intake, cheese intake. I just strictly went on a completely vegetarian diet. It wasn't all raw, because I did eat roasted almonds and stuff like that. And I called up a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I'd known for years, and I said, listen, I know I got a big problem. I said, I know I have prostate cancer. I didn't go to the doctor or anything, but I, not to get too, how can I say, extensive here, but I did a self-examination of myself.
Okay. And
I had, lumps and stuff. I had problems all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I knew something was wrong, and I told him, I said, hey, listen, told a friend of mine, I said, I think I have prostate problems. So he said, go find a place where they do vitamin C injections, and that vitamin C will actually turn into one. I'm talking about intravenous and injections.
Sure.
And they said that vitamin C has a tendency; it will turn into hydrogen peroxide, which will oxygenate your blood.
Right.
And he told me a story. Now, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily mean everything I'm saying here is correct. I'm just relating an experience here.
It's what works for you. That's
So
well, let me answer the question, and we'll do that off the air because we're getting ready to come on a break. So let me let you go. I want to thank you for your call, and we'll directly address that the vegan and vegetarian. So thanks a lot for the call.
I got rid of all my diseases just by being on the vegan diet. But we can go off the air. Well, how would you like me to do that?
No, just hang up and listen on the show, or you can hang on if you wish. That's the reason people really, when they first start a vegetarian or vegan type diet, to me, and I've done this, I know you have, Jasmine, and of course Paige did too, and you're cutting out a lot of toxic materials when you do that. You're getting rid of all the processed food, and so it can be a great start.
Yes.
What happened to me after I did that, I just got weaker as I went along, and incorporating grains and things like that. But if you know, it does work for some people, and it certainly can be a great start to health. I think that it's not as natural in different parts of the world as maybe a paleo diet is, because I don't think our ancestors were actually vegetarians. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's the whole thing about fat burning.
Right.
When you're on a vegan diet, you're burning carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are a problem in a long run because they are inflammatory.
Right.
So if you
what about when you're eating saturated fats like coconut and avocado?
Yeah, those things are the things that help it. And I agree with you. When you do those things, you're going to be much healthier. What I'm saying is, for me, is that eating animals is something that's spiritually much better for me, because I feel like if you're monocropping, which with rice and wheat and things like that, you're killing much more species in the long run as you're doing if you're hunting on a personal level. But that's a spiritual thing. But I think if it's working for you, stick with it. I think if you want to introduce some animal foods later on, you can do that as long as the animals are eating healthy. And that's the real key to any diet.
Right.
The sources that you are getting have to be healthy to begin with. And there are certain ones that are not going to be as healthy as others. That's just the bottom line. You still there, Mike?
Okay. Well, I don't want to press the envelope here. So
no, it's fine. I don't mind being pressed at all. It's a little different philosophy, and a lot of people are using vegetarianism to be healthy. I think is a healthier step than the average American diet. I think paleo is another way to go, but some people can't stand paleo because they can't even process some of the foods too. So
can I ask one last question?
Well, we're up on a break. You want to hold on?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. We'll hold on for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll be back. And the number here is 877-927-6648. And Paige, or I should say Jasmine, and myself will be right back. Hang on, Mike. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has just announced a special sale for the Gold Report for a limited time only. To celebrate the 660th weekly issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, that's more than 12 years, TFNN is having a special one-time sale. Right now, you can receive 60 weeks of the Gold Report. That's 14 months for only $600. We're offering Tom O'Brien's dynamic weekly newsletter at only $10 a week, half off the regular monthly price. By taking advantage of this special offer, you also get a signed copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, an $88 value. The Gold Report is published every Tuesday and provides subscribers with Tom O'Brien's expert commentary on the industry, as well as detailed information on a variety of mining equities. This offer is valid for current or new subscribers, but is only good through this week and ends this Sunday, December 21st. Lock in the low rate of only $10 a week for the Gold Report by placing your order at the front page of TFNN.com today. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Nico and Jasmine here, and we got Mike on the line who has one more question. Mike, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, Nico. Paige isn't in today? Or?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
But I'm wondering, I missed the first 20 minutes of your show. Is Jasmine a vegetarian or vegan? Or
no,
I tried it for a little while, but
she did it for a while, and then she switched over to Paleo.
Yeah, it's tough to do back in the States. Very tough to do because of the availability of food. But I live in Southeast Asia. I live in Thailand.
Yeah, a little bit easier there.
Oh, it's the breadbasket of Asia.
Yeah,
and I get all these herbs, and I eat. I get like turmeric, for example.
Yeah.
Bio-curcumin.
Yeah.
I can get what costs. If you go to the vitamin shop in Florida, for what they sell you for $30, they sell you that little, they sell you the big plastic bottle that's about an eighth full for $30.
Yeah. Yeah, and things are different over there, that's for sure.
And I can get like about $300 or $400 worth of that turmeric.
Wow.
For about $1.25.
Wow.
You see.
Listen, we're running a little short on time here, and I've got a special message I want to get out to people. So why don't you give us a call next week or in the next couple of weeks? Paige will be here, and we'll continue this discussion.
Continued health to you.
Hey, well, thanks a lot.
Okay.
And appreciate your time, and have a nice New Year's.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate your call all the way from Thailand. Really nice.
Nico. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
And have a great one. Have a safe one, like Tom says.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
man. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Mike. That was really nice. I've got a little personal message. My first wife, Sandy, who's the mother of my children, passed away yesterday on Christmas Day. My children were there. A very sad time for them. I just wanted to give my condolences to all family members. I was very sad. I was married to Sandy for about 9 years. When I left, we were kind of different on our philosophies of life, and was unfortunate. I regret leaving. At the same time, I think it was a good move for me personally. But anytime you leave your children, it makes it hard, and certainly puts stress on all our lives for that decision. In the primal world, I probably never would have left. Maybe we never would have gotten together. Who knows? But my life is a lot different now. But I just wanted to tell my children that I love them. I miss them, and we know it's a tough time, and somehow we get through these things. I know when my mother passed away, I probably felt very, very similar to the way my children feel now and my grandchildren. So I just wanted to express my thanks that they're in my life, and she's the one that sprung that forward with me. So we have a legacy out there. I have 3 beautiful children. I got 6 grandchildren. I've got 3 great-grandchildren with 2 more on the way. So I feel very blessed, and I just wanted to tell Sandy I'm thinking of you, and I know you're free at last, free at last, free at last, and that's really a nice, important thing. So this is I think this is the last show for the year here on Living a Primal Lifestyle, and we start with the new newsletters coming up next week. It'll be the 2nd of January, 2015. I mean, I look back on my life. I look back at the 60s, and when everything was so wonderful, and we had this wonderful vision of what the world was going to be like. And just one question is, where's the flying cars I was promised? I think that was the ultimate freedom. Yeah, it's kind of like the bicycle when I was a kid, But freedom is what it's all about, no matter what your diet is, and no matter what's going on in the world.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, folks. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Jasmine, so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.